All right, it's 10:20 right now. Still the heartbeats of Lagos, the beat 99.9 FM. My name is OC, and on the show today, I have a very special guest, your boyfriend, CKay. How you doing, man?
I'm good.
That chain is chaining, man. It's a big B. And a little F. So that means the boy is constant, but the friend is a little,
many friends, though. Many friends.
Is that what you're doing these days?
I'm a very friendly guy,
I see.
I love to be friends with people.
Yeah. You've come a long way. I remember one of the first time I actually just paid attention was, there was a podcast and you came up with that mixtape with the FCK. I remember.
Yeah.
And, from there it's just been an upward trajectory for you. You understand, 5 years ago, that pandemic, love, Nwantiti, and everything you've been able to achieve since then. So, do you feel under any kind of pressure to be able to replicate, the success you had with that record, though?
So I don't feel like replicating anything is the goal.
Okay.
I feel like every song is a song on its own. It has a story on its own. It has its own trajectory, its own mission,
its own life,
and what it's meant to achieve in this world. Some songs are supposed to come, make you dance in the club, get you through a pandemic. Some are supposed to live forever, and people will listen to them forever. I think Love Nwantiti is one of those songs.
Yeah.
But there are some songs that are also for times and seasons. Like, for instance, let's say a song about the toll gate shootings, for instance.
Yeah.
It would be very great in the toll gate shootings. But after the toll gate shootings, it may not be listened to as much, but it doesn't mean it's not a great song.
Yeah.
So I think every song is just what it is, and it should be consumed as what it is,
I definitely agree. So you have a song with Caveman. That was a collaboration I didn't see, coming. You caught me by surprise. So how was working with the Caveman? You guys just coming together. How was that process like?
It was really cool, we actually made that song, I think 2 years or 3 years before it came out.
Oh, okay.
Funny enough. Yeah. We made it, but it's, it's just been in the archives for a while. We've been waiting for the right time
to put it out.
Yeah, and the day we made that song, we made 2 songs actually. And that was one of the songs. So yeah, big shout out to Caveman, man. I think they're very, very talented
they
musicians, like producers, musicians, instrumentalists, everything. They do everything. And I think that's like, I've not met many artists that are on that level of talent.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So you have a new song out, and the new song is called Forever. So does that form a larger body of work that's going to be out in time soon?
Yeah, so Forever is part of CKay the Second EP, which is already out.
And it was CKay the First, actually.
Yeah, so CKay the Second is is the second installment of CKay the First.
Okay.
And, with CKay the First, I was basically trying to express my individuality and, the things that make me different as an individual, as opposed to every other artist that has their own story and their own, individuality. So CKay the Second is basically taking that a step further, and the evolution and growth of that sound and that person, And yeah, Forever is a single out of that EP. Really amazing record, which I love so much. Produced by BMH.
Yeah. That's bust my head.
Video shot by Jide Ajala. We shot that one. Really exciting song, man. It's about love that lasts forever.
Oh, fantastic. So, for you to sing about a song that lasts forever, though, have you ever, by chance, what's the word now? Felt in love that you thought it was last forever?
Of course.
Okay. Don't tell me about your parents or your siblings.
No, not my parents or siblings.
Yeah. You're like, oh yeah, my mom loves me.
I've been in some situations where I felt
it could last forever.
Love could last forever, but unfortunately it didn't last forever. I think sometimes life just happens, but
I understand.
I still think love is an amazing thing. I think love is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And I think
it's one of the most powerful things ever to exist.
It is.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for people who've
never experienced
not experienced this in its truest form.
In its truest forms, yes.
Obviously, like, I feel like there's this narrative of, love and money and, survival and all that stuff. That whole thing, I think that's more like an arrangement
than love itself, right?
Yeah, I feel when you experience love in itself, you realize it's one of the most beautiful things. So for me, I I feel like my main goal in this world is to uplift the vibrations of humanity, of human beings. And that's in the form of love, dancing, music, happiness, bringing smiles on people's faces. You know, that's basically my job with my music, and forever is no exception.
I like that. So, dealing with your popularity and your fame, how are you able to, you know, just balance out, you know, that side of your life, you know, meeting somebody, being vulnerable? Because it's different. It's a different dynamic if you're a regular, you know, off-the-mill guy every day. You can see a girl that you like, you can enter her DMs, you can start a conversation, you can do something. Somebody can, introduce you to somebody, you can start a conversation. And so now, you know, you're popular, you are, you know, everybody knows you. So do you still get that whole, you meet somebody, late night calls, checking in, you know, all of that? Oh, hey, here's how my day is going. How's your day going? What are you doing this weekend? I think we can, you know, just find time to actually see a movie. So do you still get that, the thrill, I won't call it thrill, or the opportunity to actually maybe talk to somebody and like date like a regular guy?
Of course.
Okay.
I do it sometimes. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, actually, I went on a date not too long ago.
Yeah, in Lagos?
No, not in Lagos.
Figured.
It was not in Lagos. But I go on dates in Lagos too. Like, you know, I think meeting people, you know, giving love a chance, or giving people a chance to love you is a good thing, regardless of like where you are in your life, like whatever stage you are. Whether you're in the beginning stage, the middle stage, the
end stage,
final stage, end stage, at any stage, I think it's very important. And as a human being, it's one of those important elements of living and being a human being. So
I agree, man.
I definitely make sure I'm a human being at all times.
Yeah, makes sense. So on this project, you have 6 songs, and a lot of people will have said, you know, add 2 more songs and it's an album. You understand? So why did you decide to just do 6 songs and, you know, call it an EP?
Yeah, so I did 6 songs because I feel like, you know, sometimes you should listen to a long body of work and go like really in depth into an artist's like soul and mind and all that. But I also think sometimes there is a lot of benefit to keeping it very short and simple and straight to the point. Like for me personally, I don't always have 48 minutes to sit down and listen to a 35 track album, even from my favorite artists. Even if I like this artist so much, I'm going to get distracted by the time I get to track 7, or track 8. I'll just get naturally. So
does that stem from, you know, maybe us being overstimulated? Because back in the day when I was in middle school, where, you know, albums would come out, I remember you just rushing home and slotting it in, and you're listening to everything, and then albums used to be like 16, 18 tracks, and you listen to the entire thing, and you'd be like, I like 7, I like 6, then you start playing those songs, and after a while, when you get to 6, it starts to skip, because of how many times you've played it. Then, you know, maybe further down to like 2 months or 3 months in, you now find out that, this track 4 is not bad. You get me? So, you know, there's that too as well. But and you also have 2 features, you know, on this project. One with Bella Shmurda and one with Sabrina Claudio. So I'm thinking, I know why, you know, let me not say I know why. So why the feature with Sabrina Claudio?
Let me ask that. You know why? What did you want to say?
I was thinking, okay, yeah, you know, there's a market outside Nigeria, market outside Africa. You know, that Latina market is huge too as well. And it's, you know, it's a great opportunity for you to actually just break in there. So it's a no-brainer to see, you know, where you were headed with that, you know, collaboration. Yeah,
so Sabrina, I wouldn't even say it was about breaking into any market per se or anything. It was more like a thing of, I felt she was a good fit for the record. And we met a few years ago at Coachella.
Oh, fantastic.
And, you know, I didn't really think the meeting would lead to a collaboration at the time. But, I mean, eventually the vibes, flowed along and we ended up at that point. And, you know, I invited her to the studio. We had a session. She recorded her verse on it. You know, she killed it, did her thing. And that's Again, by the way, for those listening who don't know the song I'm talking about. That's Again featuring Sabrina Claudio.
Oh, that's
amazing record.
Then with Bella
Shmurda. Yeah, so big shout out to Bella Shmurda, man. We did that record I think sometime last year. I actually met Bella Shmurda at an event, I think, and, you know, we just exchanged contact and we've been talking. And I made this record, and I just thought he was the perfect fit for it, you know. So I hit him up. I'm like, yo, listen to this record. What do you think? Do you vibrate on this frequency? Like, are you relating on this vibe? And he vibrated on that frequency, recorded his verse, and sent it. And it's one of my favorite songs on the EP.
The EP too as well. Okay, cool. That makes a lot of sense. So do you think now, compared to, say, because you've been in the industry for quite a while, like maybe 8-9 years ago, it was easier to get collaborations. It was easier for you to, just get people to jump on your records compared to, all the hoops that you have to, jump through now. Because recording the song, it doesn't mean that, the song is going to come out. You have to go through clearing, you have to go through splits, you have to go through publishing, and all of that. It's great because now the industry has structure, by and large. But more or less, it just seems like there are a lot of more red tape right now. And it's almost stifling, creativity and collaborative efforts that should have happened between artists.
Yes, I think to a large extent you're right. Like, obviously back in the time when I would say there was less structure, or in the earlier stages, featuring and collaborations were very simple. They were more about like, oh, I'm feeling your vibe, you're feeling my vibe, let's do a song. But now I feel like it's a lot more than just that, which is kind of why, like me, I try to maintain that energy of I'm feeling your vibe, you're feeling my vibe, let's do a song. Because for me, that's what brings the beauty of collaborations. When it becomes, official and, it's all about business. I mean, obviously, it's business. Don't get me wrong. But when the business just starts to choke the life out of the creativity, I think, for me, that's a turn off. And I'm not a big fan of that. But I would say the business is still important though. I think it's very important that there's more structure now. I think creatives should get their fair share in every creation. But I just feel like, art first, then business.
Then business later, right? Okay, cool. So we're about to play that song, one of the lead singles off the project, Forever, like you said. Everybody should have the opportunity to have a love that lasts forever. Like I said, I'm married now, so I understand, the essence of love, the essence of having somebody, the essence of, knowing that, if it all goes to hell, there's always one person. So so I key into your thinking as regards, everybody deserves, that their person and that one person. So thank you so much for taking our time to be here today.
Thank you for having me.
Are we going to see CKay the Third, or we will just get an album this time?
Maybe, but most likely an album.
Okay.
But CKay the Third, the Fourth, the Fifth, who knows?
Who knows, right?
It just might.
It might just maybe a series that will just keep going, right? So good. It's 10:33. About to play that one from CKay. It's called Forever. My name is Ursi. Keep it here.